Now for a new part of the show, YouTube comment reads, where I take a look at the comedy that comes through in my YouTube comments. Like this one, for example, from Doug E. Fresh. Doug E. Fresh says, "Your gig reviews are a total scam. You are completely taking advantage of new sellers by charging them for help." Well, Mr. Fresh, I do apologize because yes, I do charge for these gig reviews. However, at last count, there is over 1.2 thousand hours of free content on my channel that's available for you to take advantage of and get all that free information and free knowledge that you're looking for. Yeah. Don't know what to tell you, Mr. Fresh. I'd be happy to have a look at your gig, and I'd be happy to provide what typically ends up being about a 20 to 30 minute long review. And I can also give you some gems to grow your gig. But if you're just looking for the free stuff, it is available for you, and it is all right there on my channel. So thanks for checking me out, Mr. Fresh. You caught me. I'm just taking advantage of new talents. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian from Ridgeback Productions, and I help beginning voiceover talents grow their business and generate income. And there are so many different ways that I do it. One of the ways that I do it seems to be pretty popular because I keep getting orders for them, is to have a look at your Fiverr gig. I actually like doing it. It's kind of fun to do, and every once in a while I like to post it on the channel right here. So in this video, we're going to have a look at a voiceover talent named Christopher. Christopher has a Fiverr gig that he wants me to have a look at, put some eyes on it, and give him some constructive feedback on what I think he can do to help his business proceed. If you do go back and look at the channel, there is a lot of Fiverr gig reviews, and they could definitely help you grow your business. And if you compare what I'm saying in these videos to help you grow on your gig and make the changes, I can't guarantee it's going to work, but it has a proven track record that it is going to make a difference. If you are a voiceover talent and this sounds like something you're super into, like this video, please, and subscribe to the channel. It helps the YouTube algorithm so that it can be shown to other voiceover talents. And if you're interested in yourself getting your own genuine Fiverr gig review from me, look down in the description right below. It is right there for you to click on. Be happy to take a look. I love doing these. They're a ton of fun. And I think there's always something a little bit different that comes out of each gig review. So what we're going to do is we're going to check out Christopher's Fiverr gig review. Let's go. So here we are having a look at Christopher's gig. And I tend to go from the very top all the way to the bottom. I give a lot of constructive feedback on what you can do. Hopefully he's not going to take anything personal. Nothing is personal. I like to be a little bit silly, a little bit fun. So if it sounds like I'm making fun of you, it's probably because I am. No, I'm not. I'm not really making fun. I'm just having fun as I'm doing this. It's all in good humor. And I know we're all growing together. Everyone's got things they can work on, and that's the beauty of this business. Let's start off with the title. It's a great place to start. It's probably one of the most important places for you to get found is the words that you use. And thankfully, there's kind of a formula that everybody uses, and it works great. Let's find out what Christopher has. I will record your male American English voiceover. That's the formula right there, bud. You nailed it. That's exactly what we're looking for. I want to know, what do you do? What gender are you? And where are you from? He's got it right there. He's male. He's American. And what does he do? He does voiceover. Putting English in there is great, no big deal. You often do see, I will record your male American voiceover. Christopher threw in English. That's excellent. That is a strong word that probably does get searched a lot. Good on you. Nothing to change on that title. I love it. Looking at your Fiverr profile picture, I do like it. I do like it a lot. It's a picture of you. There's a microphone. It's excellent. It's all around great. If I was to give you a little bit of advice for this, I would probably say I wish your head was centered a little bit more. It's a little bit off to me in that like your microphone and you are off center of the picture. I'd almost rather you be just like a little bit bigger in the circle for your profile picture so that I can see your handsome face. But overall, it's not bad, but you could zoom in, crop it a little bit differently so it's a little bit easier to see you. Great. Let's look at the summary. So your summary states you will do $15 for 100 words. Great. That's a good price point, good number count. 1 day delivery. Excellent. You got to have 1 day delivery and you're offering 2 revisions. Great. Don't offer more than 2 is my opinion. You do you in your business, but I don't know. You really don't need to offer more than 2. For me, I only offer 1. I advise 1, but 2 is fine as well. If you did have 3, I'd probably say you don't need that many, but that's okay. As you grow in the business and as you work on Fiverr, you're going to start to realize that revisions don't get used as much and buyers don't necessarily buy them if you're offering a lot. They become more of a hassle than anything else. So just stick with 1 or 2 revisions for now. Maybe I'll make a video on why it's not a good idea to have more than 2, but for now it's good. All right, it's good. Number count, your word count is 100. That's excellent. Really, that's a good number. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned professional on Fiverr, 100 words is just a great place to just nail it at 100 and adjust your price point from there. Great. Summary is looking good. So far, so good. Okay, let's look at your thumbnail and demo. So what I'm looking for in your demo and thumbnail is, first off, you have to have a thumbnail. And as I'm looking at your picture, this is not a thumbnail. It's a picture of a boat. We're going to watch this. Well, hopefully it's a video. We're going to watch this and hopefully in the video you have a thumbnail. Maybe you just didn't select the thumbnail and you're not sure how to do that. I'll teach you how to do it, Christopher, if that is the case. But for the most part, your first impression demo reel needs to be a video, and it needs to be a demo reel that's switching between every 8 to 12 seconds, and you're showing your range of ability. Don't stick to just delivering as only conversational or only as a narrator or whatever the case is. Don't just do character work. Show the range of what you can do. That's how you get buyers, is showing them that you can do more than just one thing. All right, so let's check this out and see what you got, Christopher. Hopefully it's a video.
Today we're taking a look at the different explainer video styles, since videos come in all shapes and sizes. We'll cover the basics about each style and explain why it's relevant.
We're Jeffers Plumbing Solutions, a
Nice switch. Great time to switch it at.
family-oriented company with over 20 years of experience. Located in Fenton, we offer residential and commercial plumbing solutions to our home and neighboring communities.
Heart racing, pulse in your eyes. If winning finance-based board games makes you feel alive, you're one of us. It's more.
I do like this. I like this so far. So what I was going to say, and I was going to wait until your third spot to see, is it's starting to all sound the same. Now, I know you're doing different content, so you're saying different words that apply to different promos and commercials, but it's starting to sound the same. Your number 3 spot, I did hear some inflection change and pacing change and pitch change, so that was different. But for the most part, out of your 3 spots that we've heard, 2 of them sound really similar, and I kind of feel like that's your comfort zone, and I'm hoping the rest of this demo reel isn't just in that comfort zone. It sounds great, and it sounds really good, and if I was a buyer that was looking to hire you based on that, I'd hire you in a moment. But if I'm not looking for that, and all you're showing in your demo reel is that, I might not hire you. Let's see what else you got.
Morning again in America. Today, more men and women are out of work than ever before in our nation's history. People pay more in taxes than they will for food, housing, and clothing combined. What would you like the power to do? Listening to people answer that question is how we find out what matters most to them.
When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant: Marines.
And there's your thumbnail. Okay, great. So let's get to the thumbnail in a moment. So what we got here, Christopher, is you have a strong conversational tone. So that's great. And that sells so much on Fiverr. That sells everywhere. Actually, everyone's looking for conversational. So it does sound good. I like that. But out of all your spots, that the gaming one where she throws up the money or whatever that one was slightly different. And then your military ad, the Marine ad, that sounded different. There was a little more gruff in your voice, so that sounded good. But for the most part, it all kind of sounded the same. So what I would do was, you don't need to go out and redo your demo. But when you do redo your demo eventually, and everyone needs to update their demos, and maybe you do want to redo it now, it's completely up to you. The point is, when you do another one, be it tomorrow or you do it in a couple months or whatever you do, I want you to do a demo that you're demonstrating a range of what you can do. And you really got to lay it on thick. You got to make it so obvious to the buyer that it's different. Because in our heads, we're thinking, oh no, all those spots were different. My first spot was conversational. My second spot, I was a little more soft-spoken. My third spot, I did this. My fourth spot, I talked a little bit faster. It needs to be super, super obvious to the buyer that it's different. So I'm not saying go over the top, but you need a range that is very clearly different. Your Marine spot was different. I'm going to give you that. Your number 3 spot with the playing the games, the board game one, it was different in that you got excited and had a pitch change. So that was good. What I want I want some super obvious difference. So if maybe you do just like a straight shot, like IVR, then you do maybe a high energy promo, the whole Sunday type thing. I'm not saying you got to do that, but really make it obvious, Christopher, really make it obvious, all of you that are watching, that your talents are more than just your comfort zone. Everybody has a spot where they just feel comfortable as a talent, whether it's really conversational, whether it's as a narrator, whether it's as a certain character, whether it's soft-spoken, whatever your comfort zone is. Everybody's got a natural comfort zone. We got to stretch ourselves. We got to get out of that comfort zone, and we got to demonstrate that we can do more, because the idea is a buyer is, you want them to hear something, and if they don't like it in your demo reel, before they click off and go somewhere else, bam, you're hitting them with something different. Research shows that a buyer can know within about 8 to 10 seconds whether they want to hire you or not. That's why our demo reel is going to go from 8 to 12 seconds. We're going to be hitting them with so much stuff. So oh, you don't like this? Okay, here's another thing. Oh, you don't like that? Here's another thing. Here's another thing. If your second spot is vastly different than your first spot, you've already told the buyer, if you don't like my first thing and you don't like my second thing, you've at least clearly demonstrated that you can do something different, and they'll wait around to hear what else you can do. That's the beauty of it. Now, if your first and second spots in your demo reel, we're going into the weeds on this, but really think about it. If your first and second spot on your demo reel are similar, if the buyer doesn't like the first spot, they hear you starting the second spot, and it sounds the same, chances are they're going to go to someone else because they think that's all they can do. So it's super important that your first spot and second spot are vastly different. Demonstrate to them that you have range and that you can change what you do. Even if they don't like that first spot and they don't like your second spot, they at least know that you have the ability to do something else, and they will stick around to hear the rest of your demo reel because they want to hear, well, what else can this talent do? All right, awesome. That said, let's dive into this thumbnail here. So Christopher, what you got going on, and this is for anybody. What you did was you put your thumbnail into your video, which is what you need to do. When you make your video, you need to put the thumbnail at the very end, just like Christopher did. Then what you do is you go to edit your gig, go to the gallery, go to the video that you uploaded, find the little pencil to edit, and when you edit, Fiverr's going to let you pick a screenshot. So what you do is you press play, press pause, move the playhead all the way to the end where your thumbnail is. You'll see it on the screen. And then there's a button that says save as thumbnail or save as preview, whatever it says. That's what you got to do here, Christopher, because what Fiverr did is they just randomly picked a screenshot from your video, and it was a boat. And that has nothing to do with voiceover. I know it's a part of one of your videos, but if a buyer sees a boat, they're like, what is this? And they just move past. They're not going to stop for you. It's like window shopping. It's like, well, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a boat. I'm looking for someone that does voiceover. So there you go. That's how you fix that. Okay, yeah, so your demo reel, I dig it. Let's move on to your second spot. So for your demos, you have your first impression demo reel, which we just watched. Then you have a 2, a 3, and a 4. Right now, Christopher has a 2, a 3, and a 4. They're right here. 2, 3, 4. Let's listen to number 2.
Sometimes in life, you run out of what you need exactly when you need it. There's no shampoo left in the bottle, and it's the big office picture day. You remembered to pick up the birthday cake, but you forgot the candles. There's no toilet roll left, and you need to, well, you know. That's why we've created our new beer subscription at eBrew. When the good times roll, you know you've got a cold brew on hand. May the fridge.
I like this commercial, actually. I do like it a lot. All right, that was good. That was a really good spot, though.
Attention book lovers. Literary Warehouse will be hosting New York Times bestselling author Gary Washington for a book signing this Saturday, August 4th. Mr. Washington's past work includes international thrillers Last Train Running and The Downward Spiral.
But this one sounds a lot better. But it's your conversational tone, which is great. You're really good at this, but I keep wanting to hear more. I want to hear what else you can do besides delivering as, I don't want to say the guy next door, but that's a compliment. You know, you almost sound like you could be my neighbor and you're just telling me about a book signing that's coming up. That's awesome, man. That's killer. That's so good. But I want to hear what else you can do. Okay, let's hear your fourth spot.
We think you're due an upgrade, don't you? Check your credit card eligibility with limits up to $10,000 without affecting your credit score. With the Union Bank Premium account, there are no annual fees and 1.5% cash back on everyday purchases.
What is this? This is your conversational delivery again. Again, it's the neighbor next door that's now just telling me about a bank, which is great. These are all that's a great talent to have, but I want you to have more. I want to hear more of what you can do besides just doing this, nice guy next door that's telling me about something, telling me about a bank, telling me about a board game, telling me about drinks, telling me about this, telling me about a book signing. Like, you're really good at this, but it's going to prevent you from getting a lot of work because you're not demonstrating that you can do more than just this. Like, if there's a big takeaway, I'm pretty sure, unless I see something more obvious down in your gig, this is probably going to be your big takeaway. All right. Let's go down. Having a look at your about this gig. The about the gig needs to be about the gig and not about you, the seller. It's kind of like if you go shopping on Amazon or something, you want to read about the product that you want to buy, not about the company. So that's what I do. So it's really help my clients will trust leads. That's what I want to do for you. Okay, so you start off strong with that they're going to get 5-star quality, but other than that, so far, if I'm a buyer, I'm not hearing what I'm going to get other than I'm going to get good customer service and good 5-star quality. But what does that mean? Well, then you tell me that you've been in the communication space. That's cool, but I just want to hire a VO. You've been helping clients build trust and convert leads. That's great, but I just want to hire a VO. That's what you want to do for me as the buyer. You want to build trust and convert leads? Well, dude, I just want to hire you to read my script. So far that first paragraph isn't helping you out. You'll always receive outstanding broadcast ready voiceover work that meets all your needs. Okay, that's good. All you have to do is click that continue button. That's cool. You got a call to action there. That should be at the end though. From conversational to motivational, gentle to gritty, somber to hyper, I can hit the tone you're looking for. Great. I love that. But I don't hear that. I heard conversational. You've heard me mention that a bunch. I didn't hear motivational. I maybe heard gentle. If I went back and listened, I guess I could point out something that was gentle. I didn't really feel like I heard gritty. Maybe your military demo is what you're considering gritty. I didn't hear somber, and I didn't hear hyper. So if you're going to say that you can do these things, you got to demonstrate it. Because if I read this after listening to your demo, I'm going to be like, well, dude, you say you can do it, but I didn't hear it. Okay. I can hit the tone you're looking for. I love that. I love that. But you got to demonstrate that in your demo. You got to demonstrate in your demo. You know what? I'm doing it. I'm just going to say it early. This is going to be your big takeaway, is that your demo needs to show that you can do more than just one tone. Okay, cool. I said it. I'm going to say it again at the end. Why keep looking? You found me. I love that. You got another call to action. This is good. You're about this gig section, it needs to be longer. I need you to tell me what's your process going to be like working with the buyer. Tell me about how often you're going to communicate. Tell me that the buyer can contact you if they have any questions and clarifications. You're going to make sure they're getting exactly what they want. You're going to walk through it with them. You're going to make them feel completely comfortable. Like, give the details about the description describing your service. Don't describe yourself and don't use big, broad terms like you're going to get amazing work. Well, that's great, but what's amazing work mean? Well, be specific. You're going to get amazing work, which means you're going to get broadcast-ready audio. You're going to have excellent communication with me. We're going to make sure you're getting exactly what you want. I'll provide you a free sample reading so we can make sure we hit that tone exactly. Whatever you want to do, give that in the description. Super, super important. All right. Your language is English. You can do American Southern for accent. That's great. You're male, middle-aged. I would change middle-aged, okay? It doesn't matter how old you are, Christopher, and I'm not even asking. But as far as what's selling on Fiverr, middle-aged just isn't selling. What does sell is above that, which is adult. So for all of you that are out there, I recommend your age range be adult. If you got hired or if you got asked if you could do a more youthful voice, then you can do that. You don't need to put that as your age range. You can even, if you're good at doing more youthful delivery, then put that in your demo. If you can do an older voice, then do that. But you're missing out by putting senior or middle-aged, because if somebody filters that they're only looking for an adult, you're going to get filtered out and you won't even show up, Christopher. So change your age range to adult. Very important. Your purpose, video narration, audiobook, commercial. Okay. Video narration is like the number one selling purpose for voiceover on Fiverr. You have to have video narration. Great job. Audiobook, great. But demo an audiobook then. If you're going to say that you can do audiobook, then have a demo demonstrating you reading an audio book, right? I did see video narration. I did see commercials. But if you want to do audiobooks, your demo should include you doing an audiobook read. All right, tone. Authoritative, calming, casual, conversational, friendly. Again, these are all, like, if you say that you can do it, then put it in your demo. I guess I did hear authoritative. I guess I kind of heard calming, casual, conversational, friendly. But see, again, all these words are all kind of so similar to like your one delivery style that you got. And I'm not trying to offend you by saying you can only do one style. Clearly, you could probably do more than that, but they're not very obvious to me in your demos. So for all intents and purposes, I'm just saying you got one. You got one delivery style, and that's pretty much what your demo was. These words could describe that, but that's not going to sell it. You really got to be more obvious in your demo about being able to do more. Okay. All right. What do we got here? Your proofreading, good. Commercial rights, broadcast rights. You know, it's you guys do your own. You do you in your business. Just a suggestion. I like to give some stuff away for free, so I don't charge for the wave format. It's so easy to just save as a wave that I find it's advantageous when buyers find out that they can get something for free. Because if they want a wave format, I just tell them it's free rather than charging. By not nickel diming them for every little thing, it seems to make buyers more happy. And I think I retain buyers more easily and get more repeat buyers, just because I'm not trying to charge them for every little thing. You do you, just think about it like this. If a buyer wanted to hire you, but wasn't willing to pay $15 for a wave format, are you willing to lose the business? That's on you. You do you. That's what you got to figure out. You'll split files for $10. Your additional revisions are $20. Whoa. Okay. I'm going to look in your FAQ, Christopher. I really hope you have a question about your revision policy because that is expensive, my man. Dude, that's a super expensive thing for a revision. I mean, if you think about it, let's say I give you a 80, 90 word script. You're charging me $15. Great. I get 2 revisions, but I need another revision. You're going to charge me more than I already paid for the whole thing just to fix like a word? Because that is what a revision is. Okay, background music, $20. Cool. All right, FAQ. You should have 10 FAQ. You only have 3. Make sure you have 10. All of you need to have 10. How quickly can you get my order back? Do you offer revisions? There's your revision policy. Okay, let's see the revision policy. Yes, revisions include minor revision to a script. This does not mean a re-record. If I mess anything up, I'll fix that for free. Exactly. I provide 1 minor modification of the delivery for free with every order. So what's the 2 revisions? Because you say you give 2 revisions, but here you say I provide 1. Maybe that was an error. Just fix that. Otherwise, additional revisions are $5. Okay. That's okay. I think what happened is you had your gig set up and you have since changed some of this because you're saying a revision is $5 for every 50 words, but yet you're charging $20 for a revision. So I would fix it. There's a conflict here. You know what I'm saying? Most buyers are going to catch this and they might just ask, and that's fine. Some buyers are going to see a conflict and they're going to not hire you because they don't want to deal with confusion. I'm not saying they would do that, but it's happened, and it does happen that buyers, like if they find a conflicting information in your gig, rather than question you on it, they just find somebody that doesn't have conflicting information because it's already a stressful thing having to order something through Fiverr. They just don't want to deal with any drama. Okay. So I'd get that fixed. That said, $5 is a great price to charge for revisions. You can do less than 50 words though. Honestly, I would do like 20 words or less than that. I'm not sure I trust this is good. This is how you sell your proofread. Yep, exactly. Good. All right, looking at your related tags, you should have 5. You do have 5. The related tags work together with your title. Okay, so your title is the number 1 spot that words would pop up for a search. If a buyer is searching for a voiceover talent, it first scrubs through your title and then it scrubs through your tag. So you want them to complement each other. For example, I know that your title has voice space over. Excellent. Well, another way that a buyer would try and find you is put voiceover 1 word. So what you should have is voiceover as 1 word as one of your tags. You don't. That's the type of thing that you want to have in your tag. All of you that are watching this, you want your tags to complement your title. Have the title because that's the most important, but then the tags complement them by having other keywords that buyers might search to try and find you, like voice over 1 word, voice talent, voice artist, all that stuff, right? So what you're saying, Christopher, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but how this reads is that you're saying someone might search friendly and you want to show up, deep, show up, positive, conversational, casual. Okay, fine. What if I put friendly seamstress, like someone to sew for me? Well, you want to show up for that? Positive Bible verse messages. You want to show up for that? I know it's kind of a stretch here, but think in terms of like, does this tie into like helping you be found as a voiceover artist, or are these just words that you think could help describe you that you want to use? All right, that said, let's go back up to the top. Your big takeaway, and it is going to come as no surprise, Christopher. Your big takeaway is that I think you need to demonstrate in your demo. That's why they call it a demo, because you're demonstrating more range. I hear a conversational tone that is really good, but I don't hear a range of what else you can do. If you as a voiceover talent, Christopher, all of you, if you as a voiceover talent find yourself as new and not sure what to do, or you are at a plateau and you're not getting hired as much, or you're not making as much as you used to, it likely might be that you need to change something. And certainly as a beginning voiceover talent, it's a huge mistake that you can't control because you don't know any different. But the truth is, you find a comfort zone that you're at, that you think you're good at, or that you've been hired to do, or whatever the case is, and it's all you do. Well, that's the problem, is voiceover talents, we're actors, and you need to be able to do more than just one thing. If you are an actor that can only be funny, great, but you're only going to get hired to do funny stuff, and that limits the work you can do. If you really, really, really want to be a specialist, that's fine. Just know, though, that specialists don't get hired as much unless you're really, really good at what you do. So, big takeaway, Christopher, next time you redo your demo, demonstrate that you have more of a range than just this conversational tone that I just heard. All right, awesome. I hope you got a lot out of that, Christopher. Honestly, I hope all of you got a lot out of it. The truth is, this applies to his gig. This applies to all your gigs. There's so much that can go into it. Go through this video, take notes on what you can change. It could really help you out. If you're interested in getting your own Fiverr gig review, check out in the description below. There is a link to Fiverr gig reviews, and I'd be happy to do one for you. They don't all go on YouTube. And in fact, if you don't want it to go on YouTube, that's part of my questionnaire. You just let me know, look, I don't want this to go on YouTube. No problem. Truth is, most don't go on YouTube because I don't have the time to post all of them on YouTube. Sometimes I do. That's just how it goes. Along with the gig reviews, the real value comes in a consultation. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure 8 to 9 out of every 10 gig reviews that I do, they hire me for a consultation, because the truth is, when you work one-on-one together, we really can dial this in and you can really get so much more out of this. Consultations are 60 minutes or longer. You pay for the 60 minutes. They almost always go longer just because I tend to talk a lot and I love doing this. I have a teacher's heart. I love working with you all. But, that's really where the whole value comes. The gig reviews are great and they are helpful. And there's a tremendous amount of knowledge that comes out of these videos that I'm making. However, really, the consultation is the meat and potatoes. That's like the base of it. That's really, really where it comes from. That's really where you're going to get the most growth, because you get to ask questions, you get to get answers, you get to take notes. We get to really dial in your gig or dial in your business. I do consultations frequently where we're not even talking about your gig. We're just talking about your studio space. We're talking about your delivery. We're talking about your microphone. We're talking about whatever you need to talk about in the business. Sometimes I get hired just to hey, how can I find business outside of Fiverr? And that is a great question. And that's a true talent to have, because honestly, you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. You should be looking for work other places besides Fiverr, because Fiverr is just a small, small piece of the pie. Cool. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment down below. I love hearing from you. Maybe I can bring you up in the YouTube comments as well to make fun of you. Just kidding. I'm not making fun of you. Yes, I am. Thanks for checking in today. Make sure you have a look at the video that's on your screen right now for some more awesome content. See ya!